that's cooled so it doesn't pick up as much noise like a digital camera does for very long time exposures. And so now today it's very easy to take pictures, and the telescopes themselves are more sophisticated. Many of them can find objects for you. I'm not really a fan of those for the beginner because it's like, like a third grader using a calculator. It seems like part of the joy is to learn the night sky, but that's a whole other debate. And it's also easier than ever for amateur astronomers that want to do research to do that. There are plenty of projects out there to work on. You could help monitor stars for passages of planets. You could maybe discover a planet around another star. You can monitor variable stars.
So amateurs play an important role in research.
They do, yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Kind of their biggest advantage is they have access to their telescopes all the time. Professional astronomers, they have to apply for time. It's very competitive. It's hard to get. They have to write grants to get the equipment they want. But amateur astronomers that are fortunate enough to have the right equipment, they can do research and they can do follow-ups on like variable stars. Like you might want to monitor these every night. Professionals can't do that, but amateurs can.
So if you're an amateur and you've got a good telescope and your yard's amenable, you might sign up for a project where you agree to monitor a certain star or system, and you're going to record your observations and report them in.
Exactly. Yep. There's programs where you can do that. For variable stars, some people observe dozens. I've even heard in some cases several hundred in a night, which is pretty amazing. Some of these are made with instruments. Some are made with the naked eye, so you don't necessarily have to have equipment to make detailed measurements. You can just do it with the eye alone. And you can hunt for asteroids, and who knows, you may find one that has the Earth's name on it. You'll either be famous or infamous, I don't know which. You can discover comets and name it after you, and there's just all kinds of stuff you can do.
So amateurs, this is a way they can participate in the evolution of the field, and they do this out of their love for it. They're not getting paid. It's a way
Hardly
to contribute to science.
If you do kind of make a name for yourself, doing lots of research for the professionals, you may be able to apply for grants and stuff like that. But for the most part, you're just doing it for the joy of it. So,
it really sounds like it's an area where amateurs can make a contribution still. I'm trying to compare it to, medical research. You can't do that. You got to be in a in an institution, and you have to have access to patients and laboratories and stuff. But astronomy is a little different. If you can do it in your own backyard.
Sky's open to everyone. You don't have to. You don't necessarily have to have special equipment, but in some areas of astronomy, it does help to have some good equipment. But it's all up there for everyone to see.
What have we learned from the Hubble telescope?
Quite a bit. It helped us pin down the expansion rate of the universe, and helped us realize the age of the universe. It's helped discover elements in the atmospheres of planets around other stars. It's helped us realize how stars form and possibly how planets form. It's just done so much. That's a whole other program.
How much longer is it operational for?
As of right now, it could go at any time. But they are planning to do a mission, one last servicing mission this May to upgrade it. They're going to change one of the cameras. They're going to try to fix a broken one, install new batteries, and all kinds of stuff to make it really as good as new. And it should be good for at least 5 years, hopefully more.
Will there be another orbiting telescope?
Yep. The next one is called the James Webb Space Telescope. It's mostly an infrared telescope. It won't take visible light pictures like the Hubble does, and that we get to enjoy online. But it's a lot bigger. It's roughly 6.5 meters. And there are some that says the money could be better spent on ground-based telescopes, because today they can build really big telescopes that aren't quite as affected by the atmospheric scene. They're able to change the shape of their mirrors and stuff like that.
Even on the ground, there's ways to compensate for.
Yep, it's called adaptive optics. And there are some that says, for the price of one James Webb Space Telescope, they could build like a dozen of these large telescopes, like say the ones on top of Hawaii, the big Keck telescopes, which are, I think, still the biggest telescopes in the world. It's kind of debatable. But yeah, they're still going to build it, and I think it'll still do plenty of valuable research, even though Hubble's small compared to the ground-based telescopes that have adaptive optics. It's still heavily in demand.
Why is astronomy important? Why should we care about what's out there?
For one thing, it just helps us answer that fundamental question, who are we, where did we come from? But many of the technologies that we use to study, say, like the atmospheres of other planets, help us understand this planet. Observing like galaxies billions of light years away kind of helps us understand, how the universe has evolved, where it's coming. And of course, understanding, say, the life cycle of stars helps us understand the sun, because even though it's probably good for another 5 billion years, there could be the occasional surprise, like a major solar flare or something like that, or some kind of strange sunspot activity. And so we observe the sun quite a bit, and many people say, it's the most photographed star ever, not counting the people in Hollywood. It's much more photographed than them. And so, the sun's very important to life here on Earth, otherwise it would be just a frozen cinder, big ice ball. So we got to have the sun, we got to understand how it works. People do that all the time. Military watches it. It's important for communication satellites. And some of those same satellites that kind of turn down toward the Earth, were developed from the probes that have gone on to the other planets, and we use those satellites here also for monitoring weather patterns and crops, and they've helped make a lot of big weather predictions and saved probably billions of dollars in crops, not to mention the early warnings they give us for hurricanes and stuff like that. So it's all been, so the stuff that we used to look out there has been used to help us make life better here on Earth, and it's done quite a bit.
Richard, we only have a minute or so left, and so this is your chance to make another plug for the Kalamazoo Astronomical Society, maybe your website, your upcoming program, and invite people to join.
Okay. Again, you just have to go to our website. It's www.kasonline.org. All of our programming is on there, our complete general meeting schedule, directions to where we have them at, and our complete public observing session schedule is online. We will have other events throughout the year, like Astronomy Day. Later this year, we'll probably have an Introduction to Amateur Astronomy course. You'll be able to find out details about that on the website. And of course, there's an area of the website where you can join online, or you can print out a membership form and mail it in. It's very cheap, and it's just like, say, taking a family to the movies, but instead of just, going to one movie, for the price of one movie, you can have a whole year of fun. And it's educational, it's relaxing, there's nothing like being out under the stars, observing stars and galaxies. You get to, listen to the crickets, and the owls hoot all the time out at the Nature Center. And so, it's a great way to spend the night if you're just tired of doing the same old. And you get to be around people that like astronomy just like you do.
Richard, thanks so much for coming on my program. Good luck in the International Year of Astronomy. I hope to see you at some of your programs.
Yep.
Thanks for watching Current Events with State Senator Tom George. I'll be back next week.